5 bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters!
Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the Demon of Fire. In just a moment, we'll join Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins right after they arrived at a waterfront fire that had broken out in a chemical plant engaged in the manufacture of mothballs and moth flakes. This had sounded harmless enough to Tim until he learned that this product was obtained from naphthalene, which at one point in the process is both combustible and volatile. And when he saw the billowing clouds of black smoke from this plant situated in the city's oil and gasoline belt, he knew why the chief anticipated a bad time ahead. Well, we'll see what that meant in terms of action right after the following announcement. Let's go, firefighters! Let's join rookie fireman Tim Collins as he pulls the chief's car to the curb just below the main gate of the chemical plant. A moment ago, Chief Cody had seen enough of the general situation to radio in a third alarm calling for a fireboat, among other equipment, to prevent several barges loaded with tar nearby from going up in flames and adding to the already tense situation. But now he's saying to Tim, as he watches a huge ladder truck pulling through the main gate.
Those barges were to be expected, Tim. They distill the tar to get the naphthalene.
Seems to me, Chief, you've figured just about every angle.
Not till I get hold of someone who knows the plant, son.
Uh-huh.
Someone who can give me the complete layout. I want to know where every storage tank is, every fuel tank, every source of future trouble.
That's our main problem, huh?
No, Tim.
What?
Our main problem is going to be factors we can't know about till they happen.
I see, sir.
This situation is just the kind that's full of surprises.
Yes, sir. Unpleasant ones, too, if I don't miss my guess.
You don't. That's why I was just saying this looks like a 5-alarmer to me. If it ever gets loose. What's that?
Well, it sounded like a shot, Chief. Came from inside the gate to the plant. Seems to be kind of a courtyard there.
There it is again.
Yes, sir.
I could see a flash of light that time.
Look, sir. They're backing that pumper out of the yard. Back onto the street.
Yeah, but they just pulled in there.
Yes, sir.
And look, here comes the ladder truck.
Well, they must be crazy. Those guys don't run away, Chief.
Oh, it sounds exactly like shooting.
Yes, sir.
But those flashes from inside the gate, they're not from gunfire.
It'd take more than gunfire to drive those boys out of a spot where equipment is needed.
Well, you wanted action. Here it is.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look.
Wonder what the dickens is up.
I don't know. All I know, this is a perfect setup for trouble. Unexpected trouble.
Yes, sir.
And this looks like the first of it.
Up by the gate, Chief.
Huh?
I'll be darned. Doesn't that sound like Swenson is ordering his men out of there?
Yeah, it does.
Come on, you guys. Make it snappy. Never mind that truck. Get out of the yard and make it fast.
What kind of talk is that, Swenson? Never mind the truck.
Chief, you take a look inside. Up close to where the flames have broken out of that building.
Sounds like someone's setting off giant firecrackers.
I apologize, Swenson. And I hope you've got your men out.
Well, what is it, Chief?
Look up, Tim, not down.
What, sir?
Those high-tension wires running through the yard there.
Oh, that's it, sir. Why, the heat's terrific over there. Those wires are dropping all around.
Oh, good grief. Well, I wouldn't want to be under one of them when it comes snaking down.
Yeah, by the time you heard the report and saw the flash, it'll be all over, Tim.
The other side of the building is covered by Company B, Chief. But this side...
If this side gets much worse, there's going to be real trouble. Get everything within range wet down. I'll see you get your men and trucks back in there in a matter of a minute.
Wait a minute. Look, Swenson. There's a man lying over there. Just behind that abandoned truck.
Why, that's impossible. Hey, wait a minute. Why, that must be the young fellow who helped me out. Say, is he?
Well, there aren't any wires near him, Swenson. He must have stumbled over something and knocked himself out.
Why, he's one of the engineers in the plant. Just happened to be down here on a Sunday afternoon. He's the one who turned in the alarm.
Oh, we've got to bring him outside here.
Well, Tim's right, Chief, but how can I ask any man to go through that tangle of live wires to get to him?
Now, take it easy, Swenson. You don't have to. Once you know what you face, there's always a way out of it.
Well, you may see our next move, Chief, but I don't. Hey, Tim! Tim, where are you going?
Tim! Come back here! The young idiot's going after him.
Oh, he'll never make it. We should have grabbed him, Chief.
Yeah.
Look out, Tim!
Oh, that was kind of close. Wire dropped right behind him.
Oh, that Collins ought to have been a football player, not a fireman. Boy, oh, boy, that's broken field running, all right.
I think he's going to make it. Yeah. He's down on his knees now, crawling up alongside the truck.
And the worst is yet to come. He tries to drag that young fellow back through those wires. He's not going to be able to dodge around the way he did getting there.
He's not going to try. Look, he's dragging him over to that building opposite. They'll have the protection of that doorway.
Yeah, Chief, but they're trapped just the same.
No, just as long as they stay there, don't try to move out and get back, they're all right.
And what if the fire spreads? Maybe he jumps across to their building.
Well, that's your job, Swenson. Get back to your men. Get your area ladders up. Run up your lines and pour in water from outside the yard.
And just forget about Tim? Why, you don't mean it.
I know what I'm doing, man. I'll take care of those high-tension wires. If Tim will just stay put, give me a few minutes, he'll be all right. I'm heading back to my car. You swing into action here in the street.
A few minutes later, Tim sits crouched in the temporary safety of a doorway, watching the smoke from the all-too-close building across the way as it pours down over them, making the whole plant yard almost as dark as night. From the corner of his eye, he sees the young man beside him shake his head as though to clear his mind.
Oh, brother. I give myself a crack on the head.
Yeah. Looked to me as though you tripped over something. Those cobblestones don't make a soft pillow.
I'm not usually so clumsy, but you don't know the feeling you get when you think one of those high-tension wires is just about to crack down over you like a whip.
I know what you mean. That's why we're here. It took a little more nerve than I had to drag you back to the gate.
Boy, there's not much I can say except thanks.
Oh, well, forget it. We're still in a bad spot.
Yeah, I see what you mean. My name's Bob Stafford. I work here.
Oh, mine's Tim Collins. I should be working here right now.
Anxious to get back to your buddies, huh?
Yeah. You think we could make it?
Well, it'd be something like playing hopscotch with all those live wires strewn around.
Uh-huh.
I'm not crazy about taking a chance like that.
Well, we can't stay here forever.
There's streams of water coming down from out in the street somewhere. Just can't make them out through the smoke.
Yeah, well, they've got their hose up on area ladders, using them like a water tower.
Can they keep that building across the way under control?
No, they can't even check the flames until they can get in a lot closer.
That's fine. What if the fire jumps across to us?
Huh? Well, look, if you're scared...
Sometimes it's smart to be scared. I know this place, Tim. I know what you guys are up against.
Well, I guess Chief Cody can manage things okay, Bob.
Well, don't get sore. He's only human. How could he know where the fuel storage tank is located if he's never been here?
Oh, he'll have found it by now. He figured it was located to the rear near Grant Street. When he sent in the third alarm, he ordered equipment to come in from that direction.
Well, that's good figuring as far as it goes, Tim.
Well, the chief's an old hand at this, Bob. There isn't much he doesn't take into consideration.
Well, if he takes that stretch of railroad siding into consideration, too, okay.
Huh? Why?
Well, I don't know if your trucks can get in that far. It runs in fairly close to that building across the way.
Well, so what?
Well, it so happens there's a couple of tank cars on it. Full of fuel oil, my friend. 10,000 gallons each. You wouldn't see them from the street.
Oh, good grief. Hey, I apologize, Bob. That's just the kind of thing the chief warned me about. The fact is you can't know the unexpected surprises.
If we weren't trapped here...
Yeah. You're just the man he ought to see.
On the other hand, he may have already gotten the whole layout of the plant from someone else.
Well, I hope so. There's only one thing makes me kind of nervous.
I thought you were kind of snooty when I said I was scared.
Well, it's nothing to be scared of, but the chief said that in one stage of its processing, naphthalene was darn explosive stuff.
Well, yeah, that's before it's been whizzed in a centrifuge to remove the oil stem.
Where does that job take place? Where's it stored?
Right in back of you. We're sitting on the doorstep.
We're sitting... You mean in this building?
That's right. Fire's getting kind of hot, isn't it?
Yeah, so am I. I apologize again, Bob. We're both scared.
You scared enough to try and get back through that tangle of live wires out there?
Well, I guess it's got to be done. One thing bothers me, though.
What's that?
Chief Cody saw me bring you over here, Bob, then he disappeared. It isn't like him just to go off and leave me in a tight squeeze.
Well, what could he do to help? The guy's helpless. You couldn't expect him to send men into the yard here.
No, of course not, but you don't know the chief. He'd think of something, some way to get us out.
Shall we wait or make a stab at it ourselves?
Well, most of the wires are already down. All we have to do is get through now without touching any of them.
That's all. I could do with a pair of wings about now.
Me, too. It's going to be the longest short walk I ever took. But since we've got to take it, Bob, let's go!
Well, we know, as Tim does, that Chief Cody couldn't possibly forget him and the danger he faces with his new friend. But what can the chief do to help them at this moment as they start across the yard strewn with live wires? Be sure not to miss the next exciting episode of the Firefighters. In a moment, Chief Cody will be back to tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters right in your own hometown. But right now, here's a message you'll want to hear. And now, here's Chief Bob Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. You know, electric wires play an important part in our lives, and it pays to remember those rules we've gone over before. Let me put them as questions this time. Are all electrical cords in your house in the open, none placed under rugs or overhooks? Do you use only fuses in your fuse box? Never substitute coins or bits of metal? Never forget the answers, which all of you know, can save us firefighters a lot of trouble, and you a lot of danger. Until we meet next time, so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters! Firefighters is a copyrighted feature of William F. Holland Productions.